Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're going to talk about how we can use velocity banking to help someone in a zero cash flow situation. So this person right here has $3,000 of income, $3,000 of expenses, and absolutely no savings or cash flow. And if I were in this position, especially if I didn't know velocity banking, I'd just like be freaking out and be sweating every single day of my life, right? And that's not where we want to be. And so you might be asking, what is velocity banking? Well, all it is a debt payoff and cash flow management strategy using lines of credit as a main tool. And if you don't know what a line of credit is, and don't worry, one of my friends who actually owns real estate had no idea what a line of credit was. All it is a financial tool where you could borrow money, pay it back, and use it over and over again. So a credit card would actually apply in this case, right? But the difference between someone who's the average American and someone who does velocity banking is not simply just having a credit card. It's actually using our line of credit or a credit card as our main operating account. Whereas this person who is the average American who doesn't have a credit card, they're using your checking account as their main operating account. And I'm going to show you how this is going to work. And we're going to do two things: accelerate our debt payoff and create cash flow out of thin air. It's amazing, right? So let's take a look at what if we do the way that the banks want us to when it comes to paying off this credit card, how long it's going to take us, how much interest it's going to accrue throughout the life of the credit card, right? So we have $28,000 and we have 30% interest rate, and that's $1,000 minimum payment, and the minimum payment will go down over time, right? But if we just do it the way that the banks want us to, it's going to take 469 months to pay off that debt, right? That banks are really patient. I mean, you ever notice like their big money making loans are the 30-year loans or 40-year loans or loans that take a long time to pay off because they're patient. They're patient people, and that's why they're rich. I really think they're rich. It's the patient ones that who can hold out. They're the ones who make the money, and this is true in real estate investing too. But we see here it's going to take 469 months to pay off the debt and 70 grand in interest, which is mind blowing how much interest that is when you only borrow $28,000. So let's go ahead and write this down. So 469 months and 70 grand of interest. Okay, it's a lot of interest. So what we're going to do is just going to tweak our finances, and you'll see how different this becomes once you start applying the strategy. Okay, and here's the other thing too. We're going to assume two things. One, your income is exactly the same, right? Even though making more income is fantastic, and also your savings is always going to be zero. So if you ever have savings when doing velocity banking, that you're probably doing wrong. I'll say probably, not for sure, but maybe you have some sort of plan up your sleeve. But here's the thing: I told my mom that I have zero savings in my savings account or checking account, and she was like, "What?" And she freaked out because I'm going to show you what the strategy is, right? So what we're going to do is use our line of credit as our main tool. And again, the only difference is even though we have a credit card, our checking account is our main operating account here, whereas we're going to pay for things using our credit card and use our credit card as a main operating account, okay? So let's assume with this credit card, we have a $30,000 limit, and let's just kind of demonstrate how this works. So the balance is 28,572, right? And then we'll just say this is the first month or month zero, and then when 1 month passes, that's month one. So the strategy itself is it's really simple. You put your entire paycheck into the line of credit, and you take your expenses out. And you'd be like, that's it? Yeah, that's it. And it makes a world of difference. Why is that? When we put our entire paycheck in, that does two things. That satisfies the minimum monthly payment, and that minimizes the interest because the average daily balance will be at its lowest, right? And we just take our expenses out accordingly. Okay? But guess what happens when we put our entire paycheck in? Uh-oh, this credit card doesn't really even matter anymore. It's not really an expense, right? That's what happens with the full power of your paycheck, okay? And then what we're going to do is calculate the cash flow, which is your income minus your expenses. And now we created $1,000 cash flow out of thin air day one, simply by using this as our main operating account, right? In this situation, if we ever need to go out our budget, we'd be screwed. In this situation, if we needed some extra money in case of emergencies, oh my gosh, it's there, right? So easy, okay? And so I'll show you how you can calculate this using lines of credit as your main tool, right? And so what we're going to do is calculate the next month, okay? And what we do is we take the previous month's balance plus the previous month's interest minus our cash flow, And this in this case it's going to be $1,000, so it's going to be 1000. Okay, and then we gotta also calculate the interest after every month. So it's going to take the average daily balance. We get the average of these two numbers, multiply it by 0.3, 30%, high interest rate credit card, and then we're going to divide by 12. Okay, divide by 12. So all we have to do is copy these numbers and then just do Control C and then Control V, and then wait till we see that big fat red number. Well, I don't know if it's big fat red, but it's certainly a red number. Okay, and see how long it takes us to pay it off. Okay, so now you can see here that it's going to take us 49 months to pay it off. I'm going to put 0 right here. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and highlight this. So let's write this down. Okay, so in the original way that the banks wanted us to pay off the credit card, it's going to take us 469 months, right? But we reduced this to 40 months. Isn't that amazing? And we didn't even do anything special. We didn't make more money. We didn't all we did was change how we did our banking, right? Paycheck into line of credit, expenses out. That's how simple it is. Okay? So now we got to calculate how much interest did we pay. Okay? So if you want to calculate the total of this column, there's this auto sum function right here, and all we got to do is use this sum right here, and it's going to show how much we paid in interest. Look, 20 grand over 49 months, right? So 20 grand over 49 months. And if we did it, and we take a look at here, so 40 months, 20 grand of interest, okay? Whoopsie. All right, let me go back here. 20K of interest. So look at how much time and interest that we save simply by making a change to our behavior. So in the original scenario, like we're living paycheck to paycheck, we're sweating, we can't do anything. If we ever need extra money, um, it's not possible to go out of our budget. But here, just day one, we create $1,000 cash flow out of thin air, right? And if we're just going to follow the plan, it's going to take us 40 months to pay off this debt and $20,000 of interest, right? So again, some of you might be thinking, oh, 40 months is a long time. But yeah, when you're sweating and the original payoff is going to be 469 months, you can pay $70,000 of interest. This is a huge improvement. Now, obviously, we'd be in a situation where it's like making $5,000 or $4,000 a month and have a little bit of cushion. But if you're sweating and you need immediate relief, OMG, this is a no-brainer, right? And again, not only do you accelerate the payoff, but you reduce the interest and create cash flow out of thin air. It's amazing, right? All right, well, that's pretty much it for this demonstration of a zero cash flow review. If you're interested in learning not about velocity banking, but about financial literacy and real estate investing, go ahead and click the Google form link below. Again, after you pay off all your debt, realize there is a next step. So maybe you're interested in creating wealth, which you may want to study with us. Okay, so go ahead and click the Google form link below. Other than that, have a great day, and we will speak next time.